windy March day here. Now, that's typical for Southwest Virginia. It's been down in the 40s. We've had 70-degree weather, so we got spoiled. But now we're back to the wintertime temperatures. Speaking of wind, there is something that I need to do. My windmill fan, as you can see, it's nothing now. Back in January, we had some bad wind come through and it just destroyed the windmill fan that I had made. So I'm gonna have to take the windmill down and make me a new fan. And so I'm gonna try to take the tower down and take the fan off, what's left of it, and make another one. So I'm going to take you along and show you how I'm going to do this. Fan blade out of here. It looks like it threaded that center hub as well. That's an old center hub off of a Harbor Freight wheel. I don't know if you can see in there, but it has riddled that. It stripped that, crushed that bearing. They're cheap anyway. I have to replace it with another one. No big deal. So let's fix it. Anytime you're dealing with any kind of sheet metal, you better wear you some good thick gloves. This stuff is like razor blades. I'm gonna take all this mess off and see what I've got to work with here. So I want to just show you what I made this out of. This is just a hub off of a garden cart wheel. Really good bearings. It's one from Tractor Supply. But I cut some notches, and that's where my sheet metal goes down in. And then I got these L brackets that I just bolted, and that way they'll secure to the actual blade. And that's really all it is. Just getting that angle that you need, and I think it's about close to a 45 or something like that. Just kind of guesstimated, and then these L brackets just holds it in place, and then once I put the band around it, it kind of secures everything. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's all it is. It's just a hub off of a garden cart wheel and some L brackets. So this right here is what I'm going to make my replacement blades. I'll use this one as a template because it's my best one. So I'll just use it as a template, and I'll just go down through this whole section of ductwork and make my replacement blades. I wanted to buy one, a real genuine windmill fan, and it was going to cost $300 and some. And I thought, hey, you know, I've made one, you know, from just using ductwork. I can make another. So here it is. So I'm going to use these sheet metal cutters. It's working a lot better now. Wear you some good thick gloves and keep your fingers away from them blade. So there's a piece of the band that's going to be going around the blades. So I need one more of those. But we're getting close. So I got this fan blade right here for a template. So I'm going to try to line this up the best I can. I'm not going to do any kind of curvature. So I'm just going to kind of put a mark to where I will go straight across. And then I'm just going to roughly it appears that it's going to be roughly 19 inches. So to cut our first fan blade, I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to cut that off. Now, I'm going to cut along my mark. So we got our first fan blade. I'm going to hold that like that. I'm going to mark my bottom line. And I'm just going to come right along that edge there. And there's our second one. There's our second fan blade. Now this is our first one. This was our original. And so you can see here we don't have no more to make. So we've already got this right here that we can utilize because it's a straight edge. And so I can come right there, and then I've got another one right there. Make a mark. And I'm going to mark mine as 1. So I know this one right here is our stencil. Mark this one as number 2. And this is going to be number 3. Well, I've got 6 blades, and I'm lacking 2, but that's okay. I'll just use some of the blades. It's not damaged, but I got them cut. I'm going to take the grinder and the grinding wheel, and I'm just going to go down these edges and just kind of smooth those up a little bit so it won't be so jagged. So I touched those up a little bit, got rid of those pointy ends. It's still jagged a little bit, but it's going to have to do now is I've got to put my blades in, mark the holes to be drilled. So I'm going to start out with my number 1. So we just fit it down into that groove, just like so. I'm going to make sure that that is seated really good in there. And it is. Make me a little pilot hole. And then I'll just drill those 2 holes out. Okay. like I said, we want a fairly snug fit. So there's the first blade installed. And I'll just do that all the way around.